No matter who you are or what you sell, I guarantee you that you have a fear, something that holds you back from really accomplishing and achieving what you are meant to accomplish and to achieve. And usually that happens because of something that we set as a limit based on what we can do or how we can do it. Maybe we have a limit on how many phone calls we can make or how many appointments we can set in a day or how much money we can generate in a year. But in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about how you can break through that, what we call upper limit, and tell you about this concept that I learned from a book that is now one of my all-time favorite, The Big Leap. You're going to love this stuff, and we're going to give you directions on how you can apply this and really thrive right now in your sales career. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And as we talk about this concept about overcoming your biggest fear, something that's holding you back from accomplishing what you deserve and what you're capable of, I'm going to lay it all out. This book that I'm telling you about is called The Big Leap. And if you want to check it out, you can find it here on TSE TV. Just scroll down. You can find all the information down in the notes. You can also go to our website and you can find it there as well. You can also find it on Amazon. But I love this book. The Big Leap is really powerful. I can tell you how the story of how this started. I was in a mastermind in a mastermind, but we were in a mastermind session, and I was talking to a couple of my colleagues and some of my friends who are doing some amazing things, and they kept referring back to this book, The Big Leap. So like anyone else, I am going to go and research it. So I did, and they told me I definitely need to get it, and I got it on Audible. I listened to it, but I didn't really dive into it. But then this year, actually about a month ago, I re-picked this book back up and I started to delve into it. I started to really listen and started to pay attention and to not necessarily just go through it as an audiobook, but actually study it. And by the way, if you want to get the audiobook version, you can go ahead and use our Audible link. Just go to audibletrial.com/TSE and you'll get a free trial of Audible and get a 30-day opportunity and a free book, actually. So you can get this book for free. So there you go. That's my gift to you for today. But in this book, the idea, though, was how we sometimes set these. We don't take our big leap because of fear. So like say, for instance, you as a sales rep, like I mentioned in a teaser, you probably say, you know what, I have been really good at setting 3 appointments per day, and that's my limit. And then we have this upper limit that we set, this almost like this proverbial glass ceiling that we impose on ourselves. So we cannot get beyond that. And then if we do succeed and get to 3 or 4, what tends to happen is we find ways to sabotage ourselves. You may not think about doing this like logically. I mean, like, why would I want to sabotage myself? But all of a sudden you'll realize that because you're not comfortable with success at that level, or this is outside of your norm, you have to put yourself back into a position, into a comfort zone of where you belong or where you feel you belong. So you might do things such as you may call and then all of a sudden you don't get a hold of anybody else for the rest of the day because you felt that 3 was enough, or you find all these other tasks that you're supposed to do, so you can't get past three calls for the day. Or maybe you even find ways to get into arguments, or you find trouble that comes up. I mean, you find problems that will all of a sudden become a huge deal that then push us back into our comfort zone. Because if we have this upper limit, we have upper limits capabilities. And you find it sometimes in relationship, and the author Greg goes into it and breaks it down, how sometimes even in a relationship when times are going really well and you're like, man, this moment couldn't get any better, then all of a sudden a fight comes up or something bad erupts. It's not like that this mystical force just automatically make that happen. It's because we conjure up in our mind that we can't get past, and we allow or we find ways to let these things intrude in our life and make these small things become big deals. And then it forces us back to a level where we belong. Yes, we're supposed to be fighting. We're not supposed to be this happy. Yes, I'm supposed to be struggling. It's not supposed to be this easy to find opportunities. Yes, I am supposed to be poor because that's how I've always been, and this is what's comfortable. Again, you may not say this out loud, but this is what goes on in your head, and it's the upper limit. Those who are able to break past that upper limit, those sales reps who are able to get beyond those comfort zone are the ones that typically thrive. But it requires you to put yourself in uncomfortable situation. And that's the whole premise behind the book, The Big Leap, is to take that big leap. How can you get to the next level in your sales performance? And right now, in the coronavirus, in the pandemic, the global pandemic, some of you have set your glass ceiling. You've said that you can't succeed right now. You can't find opportunities. Or if things go well, you are going to say, well, today I got lucky. Tomorrow it's going to be horrible. There's no way. And then all of a sudden, yes, tomorrow does become horrible. You spoke it into existence, and it's not really that. You just made it happen because now you didn't put your efforts in like you did today. When you're early for a meeting, this is one that I always see sometimes when a sales rep or individual is early for a meeting, and if that person is usually late, it's going to be uncomfortable, unnatural, so to speak, for them to be early. So the next time to the meeting, they're going to do things to make sure they're late. They might say, well, I have time. I was there early the last time, so it's okay. And they're going to go back to what they're used to and to make themselves late again. And it's just sad. So in the coronavirus, what I want you to do, I want you to break past that. I want you to get through this. So here's what I'm going to tell you to do. I want you to challenge your status quo. Some of the things that this book taught, I applied, and I am not saying that my business is the perfect business. Every business is different. But my team and I are seeing some record numbers in performances. Obviously, sales is one of those areas, and we're fortunate that many companies, when things are going bad, they're looking for ways that they can generate more sales. So they're looking for organization like myself to help their teams or to take advantage of some of our services, like our business. Basically, it's a sales rep as a service. They outsource business development, and we do some of that. So we've seen some opportunities, and we're grateful for that. However, why in the world these opportunities weren't there before? We had the same services, but it's oftentimes that I didn't put myself in those circumstances because I limited what we were capable of doing as the owner and as a leader of the organization. And when I'm talking to some of our clients, how come I never brought this stuff up before? Obviously, it would make sense. It's more inexpensive for them, and it's an opportunity for them to get world-class sales reps to do some outsourcing for them, to outsource business development. But it wasn't necessarily that they weren't looking. It was that I had an upper limit and didn't push myself. Or even our revenue standpoint, some of the jobs or some of the opportunities that we've had over the years, because I wasn't comfortable asking for a big enough price for that, because I felt for some reason that I wasn't worth that much, I didn't take the big leap into asking for that. So I lived within a smaller circle, a smaller box. But when I was able to take that big leap and when I was able to ask for more, it was amazing, astounding how these opportunities came, and business owners were willing to still partner with us when we were charging a premium. In a pandemic, the value was there. The confidence was there. And I believed that we could deliver this, and also they believed that we could deliver it and help them as well and help the organization. So for you, here's what I want you to do. The thing that I'm encouraging you to do as a sales rep is look for the areas of your life where you have those blocks, whether that's in your prospecting, saying that I don't do cold outreach because it doesn't work. Or maybe it's because in your LinkedIn outreach, social selling doesn't work for me. Utilizing social media doesn't work in our industry. Whatever limits that you've had set, you need to change that. Some of the biggest companies in the world were formed during during recessions. And some of them may have been pandemics, but there have been crisis moments. And for instance, Microsoft, when they formed back in the 50s, they had some issues where is the 50s? I'm going to have to double check that. I think it was late 60s when Microsoft was formed. But they had their issues as well, where it was intimidating. They were facing some challenges and some difficulties. You look at companies like MTV organization back in the early 80s when we were facing recession at that point. Airbnb in 2008. And you look at companies also like Netflix. They were right around the dot-com burst and how they could have fallen apart. All of these companies, a couple things. their CEOs or their founders did something that was bold, something that they probably wouldn't commonly do because of circumstances. So they had to overcome what they felt was comfortable and push past it. Two, they solved problems that were unique, because usually during recessions and during pandemics or during crisis, there are a lot of problems. And if you could pivot yourself as someone that could solve the problem for your ideal customer, greater opportunities there. However, sales reps and entrepreneurs sometimes will not get past that. They will not break past that proverbial glass ceiling or get outside of their comfort zone, because that's what they're comfortable with. This is the way we've done it before. These are the type of clients we've gone for before. This is the type of services that we've seen work before. This is the way that I've known how to do business, and this is the way I'm going to do it. And those people are the ones that unfortunately do not survive. So I'm telling you, take the big leap. Check out the book. Test it out for yourself. You can find it on Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/TSE. The link will pop up on the screen here at the bottom. audibletrial.com/TSE. And take advantage of this free offer. You get the book for free, and you get a 30-day free trial. If you already have Audible, kudos to you. Listen to this book. Actually scratch that. Don't listen to it. Study this book. And I promise you're going to see how it's going to help you to get into that zone, how it's going to help you to break past your limiting beliefs, and it's going to help you to succeed. I love it. I want you to succeed. I share stuff like this because I know it works and I know it can help you. I want you to find more of those ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them each and every day. I want you to close more deals, but most importantly, I want to challenge you each and every single day to go out, to take the big leap and do big things. Thanks so much for watching, and please go ahead and subscribe. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up at the bottom right-hand corner. Also, to make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. This way we'll keep you up to date with all the latest sales strategies, latest tools, and things that are going to help you to not only find more prospects, but to close more deals. Thanks so much.